When the cameras were rolling and millions of Americans tuned in, Donald Trump thought he was about to dominate another interview. He leaned back in his chair with the familiar bravado, ready to unleash his favorite talking points. But the moment Barack Obama's voice cut through, the entire tone of the broadcast shifted. Obama didn't raise his voice. He didn't need theatrics. With calm precision, he dropped a line that sliced straight through Trump's narrative. The American people can handle the truth. What they can't afford is a president who invents it every time he opens his mouth. The studio fell silent for a beat. Trump's smirk froze. His eyes darted, and for the first time in months of non-stop appearances, he looked shaken. He tried to chuckle, tried to brush it off, but the laughter rang hollow. Viewers across the country could feel it. The former president had just cornered Trump with a single sentence. And then came the moment that would define the night. Trump lost control. His voice rose, his words stumbled, and the man who prided himself on being untouchable suddenly looked rattled on live television. Social media lit up instantly. Clips spread like wildfire. Commentators didn't even wait for commercial breaks to declare Obama had just landed the blow Trump never saw coming. The clash didn't come out of nowhere. For years, Donald Trump and Barack Obama had circled each other in the American political arena like two heavyweights who could never resist trading blows. Trump had built part of his political identity on challenging Obama, questioning his record, even his legitimacy. Obama, in turn, had mastered the art of responding with subtle jabs, never descending fully into the mud, but always leaving his opponent looking smaller by comparison. On this particular night, the stage was set perfectly. A live broadcast, prime time, an audience hungry for confrontation. Trump walked in certain he could steamroll the conversation. His supporters expected him to dominate, to drown out any opposition with volume and bravado. But the producers had prepared a surprise. Obama was there, not in person, but patched in live, his image appearing on the massive screen behind the moderator. The tension was immediate. Two presidents, past and present, locked in a battle of words before a nation divided. The moderator introduced the topic. Trump's latest sweeping claim that the economy had collapsed solely because of Obama's policies, a narrative he had repeated dozens of times. It was the same script, the same exaggeration, a line he knew would fire up his base. But this time, Obama was ready. With calm authority, he countered with facts. The economy was recovering long before you took office, Donald. What you inherited was the product of years of steady growth. What you've done is rewrite history because the truth doesn't fit your story. The moderator looked stunned. The crowd stirred. Trump leaned forward, his face tightening, trying to push back. But in that instant, the audience had already seen what was happening. Obama wasn't just fact-checking him. He was dismantling the entire myth Trump had built around himself. Trump snapped back immediately, his voice rising over the moderator. "That's a lie, Barack. Everybody knows your administration was a disaster. I cleaned up your mess, and the country was stronger than ever until you people started tearing it down again." He jabbed his finger in the air as if Obama were sitting across from him, the anger pulsing through every word. But Obama didn't flinch. He spoke slowly, almost deliberately, making sure every syllable cut through the noise. "Donald, repeating something doesn't make it true. You can tell the same story 1,000 times, but the facts remain the same. You didn't save America from me. You misled America about me." The tension in the studio was palpable. The moderator tried to intervene, but Trump barreled forward, raising his voice until it was almost a shout. "You're the liar! You spied on my campaign, you tried to stop me from winning, and you've been undermining me ever since." His face reddened, his words spilling faster, less coherent with each sentence. Obama waited, letting the outburst play itself out, and then delivered another line that instantly trended online. "Donald, when someone is telling the truth, they don't need to yell. They don't need to point fingers. They let the facts speak for themselves, and the fact is, you've been caught lying again." The audience gasped audibly. Social media feeds exploded with the quote, plastering it across Twitter and Instagram. For many watching, this was the breaking point. Trump wasn't just debating anymore, he was unraveling, unable to keep his composure while his opponent, calm and precise, drew blood with nothing more than carefully chosen words. Trump's frustration boiled over. His voice cracked as he tried to regain control. "You don't know what you're talking about, Barack. You're irrelevant now. People don't care what you think." The words tumbled out, louder and more frantic, as if sheer volume could erase what had just been said. Obama didn't blink. He leaned slightly toward the camera, his tone steady, his delivery razor sharp. "Donald, you can insult me all you want, but here's the truth the American people can see with their own eyes. Every time you're caught in a lie, you lose control. And tonight is no different." The silence after that line was deafening. Trump opened his mouth, then closed it again, struggling to find a comeback that didn't sound desperate. His usual swagger was gone, replaced with stumbling words that failed to land. That's not true. You're twisting everything. You're the fake." But the sentence broke apart before he could finish it. The audience knew what they had just witnessed. Obama's single phrase, "Every time you're caught in a lie, you lose control," had turned the entire confrontation into a one-sided spectacle. Commentators in the studio leaned forward, whispering to each other. Viewers at home flooded online platforms with messages. Obama just ended him. Trump slammed his hand on the desk, his microphone rattling. "This is rigged! This is a setup!" But the damage was already done. His meltdown was captured live, and the contrast was devastating. Obama composed, calm, in command. Trump frantic, red-faced, unraveling. It wasn't just a debate anymore, it was a collapse playing out in real time. As the broadcast wrapped up, the moderator tried to steer the discussion back to policy, but it was too late. The defining moment had already been burned into the minds of millions. Obama's words echoed, "Every time you're caught in a lie, you lose control." That line replayed on every news channel, clipped into highlight reels, and dissected across social media within minutes. Trump stormed out of the studio during the closing remarks, his microphone still hot, muttering accusations about fake news and rigged panels. The image of him walking away in anger became as viral as Obama's calm, steady gaze. For supporters of Trump, the exit was framed as righteous fury. For his critics, it was proof that he had finally been cornered by a truth too sharp to dodge. Commentators declared it a turning point. For years, Trump had managed to bend narratives, twist headlines, and dominate conversations. But in a single night, Obama flipped the script. The confrontation revealed a vulnerability Trump could not mask. When the lies are called out clearly and directly, his strength collapses into noise. In the days that followed, the fallout was relentless. Late-night hosts mocked the meltdown. Hashtags celebrating Obama's line trended globally. Editorials framed the exchange as a reminder that words, when grounded in truth, could overpower even the loudest political spectacle. For Trump's campaign, the damage control was immediate but unconvincing. His surrogates scrambled to spin the moment, but the footage was undeniable. And for Obama, it was a legacy-defining strike. He hadn't just challenged Trump. He had shown the country that calm truth could dismantle chaos. The final message rang clear. Lies can travel fast, but one clear voice of honesty can stop them in their tracks. That night, Trump lost control, and America saw it happen live.